Hello everybody and welcome to another Christmas watercolor tutorial. We are going to be painting another Christmas card. I'm going to show you how to paint foliage in the form of sort of a wreath. That's what I'm going to call it because I'm not sure what else to call this shape. But the first thing that you want to do is take some Scotch tape and lay it in the center of your card horizontally. So we're going to create this long, narrow rectangle, and that is ultimately where we're going to write our holiday greeting. But the tape allows us to create a straight edge on both the top and the bottom, the inner portions of our foliage. So it allows us to be creative with our winter foliage without needing to fuss about keeping it completely straight, because the tape does it for us. So you can basically paint whatever winter foliage that you'd like. I just alternated between pine branches, twigs, pine cones, red berries, and holly, but you can do whatever you would like. I have several tutorials that sort of go over in detail how to paint pine cones and pine trees and pine branches, so I encourage you to check those out if you have any difficulties with painting certain aspects of winter foliage before tackling something like this. But you definitely don't have to. You can just experiment and play around and see how it goes. But if you're more comfortable with individual aspects of winter foliage, then combining them all into a wreath or a card like this is going to be a lot easier. So you can also go ahead and use various shades of green. At least I recommend doing that because it adds another layer of detail to your card. And frequently in my videos, people ask me to include the names of the colors that I use. They always ask that in the comment section, and I always reply the same thing. I don't provide the colors for two reasons. One, I threw out the name card many years ago when I purchased my palette, so I don't know the official names of them. And secondly, I don't think it's really important to know that I'm using, shade 025 forest green or whatever. I think that you can replicate the same colors or very similar colors just by mixing the colors that you have. And it also doesn't have to be identical. That's the fun of watercolor painting is, creating something completely unique, and who knows, the shades that you have or the colors that you have might actually look better than the ones that I am using. So just keep that in mind next time you don't know which colors to choose. It doesn't matter. It's just all for fun. It's all experimentation. So enjoy the process rather than fussing over details. I also really recommend adding some red berries or just red highlights in the winter foliage because it really adds this layer of color and this pop of color that really makes the entire winter wreath come together. So you want to make sure that you do this for both the top and the bottom. I've not included the bottom one because I think you got the point from the top. But once it has completely dried, you can peel off that tape and it's going to reveal this beautiful straight edge square wreath thing. So you can also add some black lines just underneath each side of your winter foliage. It just adds another layer of detail, makes it look really clean and crisp like a professional card. You don't have to do this, but I liked the look, so I went ahead and did that. Finally, you can add your Christmas greeting. I just wrote Merry Christmas, but as always, I penciled in my letters first, just so that I was sure that I was happy with the orientation and the position and the spacing of the letters. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this week's tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, check out my other Christmas videos, and I'll see you in next week's video.